Will this turmoil in the Middle East continue? How will it end? There is an anecdote mentioned in Masnawi. There was a scholar, sort of a saint in a country. This person was a person of charity who donated a lot. He used to borrow a lot of money from tradesmen. He spent all of the borrowed money on good deeds. He trusted Allah. Allah has granted him with wealth and sustenance, and he paid all his debts with them. He has never encountered any problems. One day he got sick and fell on his deathbed. It was a serious illness. People came to visit the saint in his home, but most of those who came to visit were the ones he owed money. I mean, they actually wanted to ask for their debt, in a sense. They were talking among themselves about how they couldn't ask for their money back from someone on his deathbed. The saint heard them. They were talking. He owed me this much, he owed me that much. Now, who will cover for this? How will it be? The saint was grieved by this situation. He said, a saint, a scholar, is passing away. You know how they say, the death of a scholar is the death of the world. It is something significant. He thought, instead of feeling sorry for losing a saint, for the passing away of a friend of Allah, they are after their money. At that moment, a child passed by outside. He was a dessert maker and was selling hulwa. When the child passed by, he said to his disciple, call for the child. They called the child. He said, give everyone from your dessert. Then the child handed out to everyone some dessert. Everyone ate it. Of course, all the dessert is finished. The boy was happy because he finished all the dessert. He didn't have to walk around trying to sell it. He thought he can go to his master with a full day's sale. He wanted the money from the saint for the dessert. He said, there is no money. The child was surprised. What does it mean there is no money? Where is the money? I just handed out the dessert. Everyone ate it. The saint said, there is no money, just go. When he said that, the child started to cry. On this time, the tradesman started to grumble. He has no money. On the way out, he took the money of the child as well. He did the same thing to us. After the boy started to cry, the men became enraged. Seeing them enraged, the boy slammed his tray to the ground and started, what am I going to say to my master? I've spent all my whole war. He'll ask me, what have you done to them? He will say to me this and that. The boy's wailing took the place down. Just then someone knocked on the door. They opened the door. Who is it? The saint asked. Who is it? A man entered saying, a Muslim sent you his zakat. How much money does this saint owe to all those people, including the dessert? 4,000 liras. He asked, how much money is there in the zakat? Is it 4,000? For instance, with today's currency, there are 4,000 liras. He said, give everyone their due. Pay for the child's money as well. He said to everyone, now leave. Of course, everybody understood that it was a miracle of Allah, they said. What did we do? We disrespected the great saint. When everyone felt embarrassed, the saint said to them, so what is the wisdom of this? This money would come to me eventually. It was predestined. This blessing would be granted to us by Allah, but its time had been postponed. There was some more time. When you started to talk about my debts, when you started to talk against me, just so you shouldn't gossip or backbite, this child came to my rescue. I bought this boy sweets. When I didn't pay, he started to cry. The cries of this child hastened the deliverance of this money. And it arrived just on time. I've given your money. Now, leave and I'll take my leave of you. Just as this kid's cries brought the blessing of Allah forward, the acts of persecution result in bringing Allah's wrath forward in the same way. So these cries of the kids in Gaza today, the cries of the children, the cries of the martyred people will cause the wrath of Allah to come swiftly. The more they oppress people, their calamity will find them more quickly. And inshallah, soon we will all see that Israelites and the state of Israel can no longer survive with the oppression they cause. As Allah said in the Holy Quran, He said that there was the first corruption, and there was the second corruption, and there is a third one. He said, if you cause corruption again, I'll defeat you. There is Zionist corruption all over the world that the Israelites cause, and innocent civilians of Gaza pay the ultimate price. And I hope and firmly believe that very soon a great calamity will fall upon the state of Israel, and the state of Israel will collapse. And inshallah, this will happen at the hands of the Muslims. May our Lord bestow us to see those days.